Hello friends, in today's episode of the Movie Explained series, we are going to talk about Avengers: Age of Ultron. The end and create your own movie are very important and quite complex. This film has some twists on which the entire future of the universe hinges. If you want to understand this movie well, then keep watching this video. Today, I will explain the Avengers: Age of Ultron movie in short. So, let's see the story of this film. The story is set in 2015, meaning right after the events of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Captain America, along with his friends, had destroyed Hydra, but even after that, many Hydra bases were still spread across the world, which S.H.I.E.L.D. had started to locate. Then, in 2015, the Avengers find out that there is a Hydra base in the fictional European country of Sokovia, where Loki's magical scepter is present. Therefore, all the Avengers together attack the Hydra base. A man named Wolfgang von Strucker was running the Hydra base. He had created many weapons using the scepter's power and was also experimenting on humans. In those experiments, many people died, and only two survived, the twins Pietro and Wanda Maximoff. These siblings gained powers from the scepter's energy. Pietro got super speed powers, and Wanda got mind control and telekinetic powers. When the Avengers reach Sokovia, first Strucker's army attacks them, and later, Pietro and Wanda join the fight. But in the end, the scepter is secured, and Captain America gets inside and arrests Strucker. After this, Iron Man goes there and finds the scepter. At that moment, Wanda arrives and uses her power to show Tony his biggest fear, that one day aliens would attack Earth again, he wouldn't be able to stop them, and all his friends would die. After seeing this fear, Wanda lets Tony take the scepter because she believed that Tony wouldn't be able to handle the scepter's power and would be corrupted by it. Then the Avengers returned to their tower and were about to hand over the scepter, but Tony secretly keeps the scepter for 3 days. When Tony analyzes it, he discovers that inside the scepter exists a very advanced artificial intelligence. Tony and Bruce Banner had been thinking for a long time about creating a program called Ultron for global defense. Although Tony already had a program called Jarvis, Jarvis wasn't that advanced. This is why Tony thought of creating Ultron to entrust the task of protecting the world so that the Avengers could retire. Initially, Tony didn't have the advanced technology to create it, but now he had the scepter which contained the artificial intelligence they were looking for. So, Tony and Bruce, together, started building Ultron using the scepter's help, but they didn't tell anyone about it because getting approval from others would have taken time, and they might have lost the scepter. Then Tony and Bruce worked continuously for 3 days. Ultron was almost ready, but there was still a little work left. Then the Avengers throw a party to celebrate their victory. But during this time, in the absence of both, Ultron completes fully and, upon activation, learns everything about this world and humans via the internet. Ultron was created to protect the world, but when it gathers all the information from the internet, it concludes that the biggest threat to the world is humans themselves. Therefore, it decides to eliminate all humans. Seeing Ultron's intentions, Jarvis tries to inform Tony, and at that moment, Ultron kills Jarvis. Then, using the Iron Legion robotic army at the Avengers Tower, Ultron starts uploading itself. Meanwhile, the Avengers party was going on when Ultron arrives there with some robots and attacks. All the heroes together destroy those robots, but one of them escapes with the scepter. After it leaves, everyone gets very angry with Tony because he had undertaken such a big project without telling anyone. Then all the heroes think about catching Ultron, but it had become very difficult because Ultron had uploaded itself onto the internet. Then Ultron reaches Sokovia and goes to Strucker's old base. Using Hydra's technology, it builds a new body for itself and starts preparing its robot army. Its goal was to wipe out all of humanity. The only problem in its mission was the Avengers. As long as the Avengers were around, it couldn't complete its task. This is why it wanted to eliminate the Avengers first. But killing them wasn't that easy, so it meets with Pietro and Wanda. Pietro and Wanda hated the Avengers, especially Tony Stark, because in their childhood, their parents were killed by bombs from Stark Industries. Although a terrorist had thrown them, Wanda and Pietro still held Tony Stark responsible for their parents' death and did not like the Avengers. When Ultron learned that Pietro and Wanda had powers and hated the Avengers, it allied with them and lied, saying it only wanted to eliminate the Avengers. Ultron needed vibranium for its mission, which is the strongest metal in the world. Strucker had information on where to find vibranium. So, Ultron goes to the jail to meet Strucker. Strucker tells it that in 1999, a man named Ulysses Klaue had a lot of vibranium that he had stolen from Wakanda. Upon getting this information, Ultron kills Strucker and sends his photo to the Avengers to provoke them. Seeing the photo, the Avengers understand that Strucker knew something that Ultron wanted to hide, which is why it killed him. When they investigate Strucker's files, they find out about the arms dealer Klaue. From this, Tony deduces that Ultron is looking for vibranium, which is with Klaue in South Africa. Then Ultron takes Pietro and Wanda to South Africa to meet Klaue. It sends a lot of money to people's bank accounts and buys Klaue's entire vibranium stock. The Avengers also arrive there, and a fight breaks out. Ultron engages Tony in the fight. On the other hand, Wanda uses her powers to show all the heroes their fears, causing them to lose their composure. During this, Ultron takes the vibranium and escapes. Then Wanda uses her powers on Hulk, causing him to transform and start wreaking havoc in the city. Then Iron Man, after dealing with Ultron, goes after Hulk and tries to stop him with his Hulkbuster armor. In the attempt to stop Hulk, the city suffers a lot of damage, and many people lose their lives. Finally, with great difficulty, Tony stops Hulk. Meanwhile, apart from Tony and Wanda, everyone else was troubled by their induced fears, and because of the Hulk and Iron Man fight, the Avengers were getting a bad name worldwide. Therefore, all the heroes decide to go somewhere else for a while instead of the Avengers Tower. Then Clint Barton takes them to his home, where his family lives. Only Natasha Romanoff and Nick Fury knew about this house and family. All the other heroes stay there for the time being to recuperate. Thor meets with Dr. Erik Selvig. When Wanda had used her power on him, he had seen a strange dream that felt not like a memory but like the future. So, to understand it, he goes with Dr. Selvig to a place called the Waters of Sight. An ancient power was present there that could help interpret dreams. When he enters the water, he sees a vision. It was actually a prophecy foretelling that Ragnarok, the end of Asgard, would happen at Thor's hands. Additionally, Thor sees the Infinity Stones, which someone was trying to acquire, and he sees a powerful being being born. On the other hand, at Clint's house, all the heroes were confused and troubled, unable to muster the courage to fight. Then Nick Fury arrives there and motivates them, preparing them to fight. Meanwhile, Ultron was trying to launch nuclear bombs on the world, but it couldn't hack the nuclear bomb passwords because an unknown person kept changing the password so Ultron couldn't activate them. When this nuclear bomb plan fails, it starts working on a new plan. But before that, it wanted to upgrade itself. It wanted to create a perfect body for itself that was indestructible and very powerful. For this task, Ultron goes to South Korea with Pietro and Wanda and meets a scientist friend of the Avengers, Dr. Helen Cho. She had technology that could heal the injured and also create artificial bodies. Ultron wanted her to create a body made of vibranium and artificial skin because it didn't want to remain just a robot, it wanted to become a race superior to humans. So, it took control of Dr. Helen Cho and started making a body from artificial skin and vibranium using her machine. When the body is ready, Ultron breaks the scepter, takes out the Mind Stone, and places it on the body. Ultron needed the vibranium body's strength and the Infinity Stone's power. After some time, the body is fully ready, and Ultron starts uploading itself into it. Ultron's old body had no brain, it was just a program, which is why Wanda couldn't read its mind before. But this new body had a brain, and Ultron was uploading itself into it, so Wanda could read its mind with her power. When she looks into its mind, she sees destruction and learns its true intentions. Then Pietro and Wanda realize they were wrong to side with Ultron. So, Wanda uses her power to free Dr. Helen Cho from Ultron's control. As soon as Helen regains consciousness, she stops Ultron's upload into the body. Pietro and Wanda flee from there. On the other hand, the Avengers had learned that Ultron was in South Korea, creating a new body for itself using Dr. Cho's machine. So, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor go to South Korea to stop Ultron. But by the time the trio reaches the lab, Ultron had already fled. Dr. Helen Cho tells them that the body has an Infinity Stone attached to it, so destroying it could destroy the entire city. Therefore, they need to take this body to Tony. Ultron, carrying this body in a truck, was fleeing the city, and it was also trying to complete the upload. Black Widow and Hawkeye start pursuing the truck. Then Ultron sends its robots to kill them. A fight begins between Captain America, Thor, and the robots. When news of this fight is shown on TV, Pietro and Wanda see it and arrive to help Captain America fight. Meanwhile, Black Widow enters the truck and takes the synthetic body, transferring it to a Quinjet. But before the Quinjet can take off, Ultron arrives, kidnaps her, and leaves. However, for Ultron, securing the body was more important than Black Widow, so it leaves. The body safely gets away with the Quinjet. Everyone else wanted Tony to open the machine and deactivate the body inside, but Tony had something else in mind. He tells Bruce that when Jarvis was supposed to be killed by Ultron, he had actually escaped via the internet and had been monitoring them since then. The unknown person who prevented Ultron from hacking the nuclear codes was Jarvis. So, Tony suggests they should upload Jarvis into the body. Bruce was afraid because they had already partially locked an AI, Ultron, into that body, and fitting Jarvis into it could also go wrong. But still, Tony convinces Bruce, and the two start uploading Jarvis into it. But then, Captain America arrives with the others and tries to stop Tony and Bruce. Pietro uses his super speed to shut down the machine's power supply. Suddenly, Thor arrives and uses his power to activate the machine, which completes the process. Then, an android robot emerges from the machine, created from Ultron's plan and their help. It was very powerful. Thor then asks why he helped bring this robot to life. Thor explains that he had a vision of the future where he saw this robot standing with the Avengers near the Infinity Stones, and only with its help could Ultron be defeated. It was because of this dream that he gave life to this robot. This robot, named Vision, is also ready to side with the Avengers. At first, Captain America doesn't trust it, but when Vision lifts Thor's hammer, everyone believes him because only the most worthy and good can lift it. Then, Clint finds out that Ultron has taken Natasha to Sokovia. So, all the heroes prepare to go there. Meanwhile, Ultron was at Strucker's old Hydra base in Sokovia, and it still had a lot of vibranium left. So, it used some vibranium to create a durable body for itself and used the rest to build a giant machine. It planned to lift the entire city of Sokovia into the sky with this machine and then drop it like a meteor onto the Earth to cause human extinction. Then the Avengers, along with the new team including Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Wanda, Pietro, and Vision, head to Sokovia. They all knew Ultron was there, ready for battle. So, before the fight, they start evacuating the entire city. Clint goes in and rescues Natasha and brings her back to the city. Meanwhile, only half the city had been evacuated when Ultron activates the machine, causing the entire city to start rising. Along with this, it releases its robot army into the city to keep the Avengers busy so its plan could succeed. Just then, Vision arrives and captures Ultron, deleting him from the internet so he couldn't escape anywhere. Then all the heroes start fighting the robot army. But as the city rose higher, the danger increased. The machine couldn't be stopped now because tampering with it could cause the city to fall and kill everyone. So, Nick Fury arrives with a large helicarrier and starts evacuating all the people from the city into it. A Sokovian relief team also arrives and helps in evacuating the people. By then, the city had reached a high altitude, so Ultron comes to the machine to shut it down. But all the heroes gather around the machine, and Ultron attacks them with its army. The Avengers, together, destroy many robots. Then Iron Man, Thor, and Vision combine their powers and severely damage Ultron. Now Ultron had become very weak, and its robots were being destroyed, so it tried to escape in a Quinjet. While fleeing, it attacks the heroes, and Pietro is killed saving Hawkeye. Then Hulk chases the Quinjet and smashes it, but doesn't find Ultron inside. Then Wanda arrives and, enraged by her brother's death, rips out Ultron's primary heart, killing him. Now the entire city was evacuated, almost all of Ultron's robots were destroyed, and all the heroes had also moved to the helicarrier. Suddenly, a robot presses the button on the machine, causing the city to start falling. Therefore, Iron Man and Thor use their powers to attack the machine's core. The machine explodes, and the city is destroyed in the sky itself, causing no harm to anyone. But one robot was still left. It was the last robot in which Ultron was present. It tried to escape from there, but then Vision arrives and destroys it. All the heroes were in the helicarrier, but Hulk was still in the Quinjet that Ultron had tried to escape in. Hulk did not want to return to Earth because he considered himself a danger to humans. So, he uses the Quinjet to leave Earth and reaches a different planet. Sometime later, the Avengers build a new base in New York, where Captain America and Black Widow begin training a new team of Avengers: Wanda, Vision, Sam Wilson, Falcon, and James Rhodes, War Machine. Clint Barton retires and settles down with his family. Thor decides to go find out more about the Infinity Stones because he felt that someone was behind them, seeking the stones. In the movie's mid-credits scene, we see Thanos, who wears a gauntlet on his hand, saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself," as his minions have so far failed to find the Infinity Stones. So friends, that was the explanation of the Avengers: Age of Ultron movie video. If you liked this video, please like and share it. To watch such interesting videos, subscribe to our channel and press this bell icon so you get my videos on time. Goodbye until the next video.